There's a lot that goes into helping wildlife and making sure that they do stay wild and that they're able to be successfully released back out into the community. Four Lakes Wildlife Center truly is the wild side of Dane County Humane Society.
Four Lakes Wildlife Center is the wild side because we rehabilitate wildlife, both injured, orphaned, and ill wildlife of Wisconsin.
Four Lakes Wildlife Center is definitely a really important program of the Humane Society, and one that is unique in the fact that not all humane societies are able to have a wildlife rehab program, and so that's something we're really proud about.
Wildlife rehabilitation is the process of taking an animal in from the public that might be sick, injured, ill, abandoned. And what we do here is we spend time rehabilitating them from their illness or injury, just helping them grow from little babies into adults. And then we let them go out into the wild.
Wildlife rehabilitation is important because it allows us to help animals that would not otherwise be able to survive. It allows us to end suffering of animals that have had really traumatic injuries that are beyond the ability to recover. It also gives us information into the native wildlife population, habitat destruction. Four Lakes Wildlife Center also is essential in helping preserve threatened and endangered species in our area.
It is practically a completely volunteer-run program, and that's something that makes it really unique.
We really rely on the volunteers to help with all aspects of animal care. Volunteers do everything from feeding the animals, cleaning their cages, providing medications and medical care, dishes, center upkeep, yard work. Everything that needs to be done to keep the center going, we count on volunteers to help with.
We need a lot of people to help all of the animals that we see, and the wild animals that come in, they have specific feeding schedules. They have a lot of different factors that need to be handled, and so having the volunteers that are willing to dedicate hours of their time to help these animals, it's so instrumental in making sure that this is a successful program and is one that we're able to sustain and continue into the future.
The top 3 species would be eastern cottontail rabbits and gray squirrels and mallard ducks. Those are the main ones we get into our center. We get a whole slew of other animals, red-tailed hawks, great horned owls. We had 3 pelicans. We've had fox from time to time, coyotes. We have other small mammals, flying squirrels, chipmunks.
In 2011, Four Lakes Wildlife Center admitted 1,874 patients, which is an all-time high for us. That's over 150 more than the previous year, and every year we see dramatic increases in the need for our services. By the time any wild animal is able to be caught by us, they're pretty weak. Just by bringing them in, rehydrating them, giving them some nutrition and warmth can make a big difference in their recovery. So the first thing we do when we admit a new animal is we talk with the finder and find out what the situation was. Getting a history of what happened so we can know best what to do with the treatment. We do a complete physical exam, which can include things like x-rays, blood work, parasite testing. Once we figure out what their injuries are and what care they need, we'll set up a care plan for them so that we have a plan of action of what we're going to do for them while they're with us. So some of the more common things animals come in for, we see a lot of cat and dog attacks. These baby bunnies come in frequently that were picked up by the family's cat. So we see a lot of birds that come in that have flown into windows, animals that have been hit by car. Something we see really commonly in our patients is dehydration. In both cases where animals have been injured or where they've been orphaned, they've just been away from food source or unable to hunt adequately, so we see them often very dehydrated. So one of the first things we worry about is rehydrating them and also getting them warm.
People in the community, when they do find an injured or an orphaned wild animal, they think, go to Dane County Humane Society. Their Four Lakes Wildlife Center helps these animals.
Part of what we do at Four Lakes Wildlife Center is to try to educate people about the needs of wildlife, when they should help or when they should leave the animal alone. Community involvement just increases the awareness of our center and letting people know that we are here to help when situations like that arise.
We really want people to know that Dane County Humane Society is an important resource in helping the injured wildlife that people might come across, and to know Four Lakes Wildlife Center is there and ready to help those animals in need.